Hello viewers, I'm joined today with Principal Smith here to talk about parent-teacher conferences. So Principal, can you tell us a little about what happens at parent-teacher conferences?
Certainly. Parent-teacher conferences, it's a time for parents to come in or guardians to come in and have face-to-face conversation with teachers about performance. It could be academic performance. It could also be possibly behavioral concerns. And it's not just for students that may be struggling. It's also to talk about the great things that have been happening in classrooms.
Right, so it's a good way to check up on your kid.
Well, absolutely. Sometimes you get a report card and you see an 88 or a 92 or a 75, and a lot of times it's just a number. Sometimes it's nice for parents to hear what's actually going on inside the classrooms, directly related to their son or daughter.
Right, so how many times do you have these conferences a year?
Well, we're lucky enough that we have them twice a year. So we have parent-teacher conferences in the fall, in the late fall, and then we have them in the early spring. So we have two opportunities. Two opportunities for our parents to come in and have these conversations with teachers. But also, I'd like to say that there's a lot of times that parents, our teachers make themselves available to parents throughout the school year. So although we have formalized parent-teacher conferences twice a year, our teachers are always open to meeting with parents either before, during, or after school.
Right, yeah, because I know a lot of teachers who have kind of like, I want to say kind of phone conferences over the phone, so that's still a good thing.
Yeah, our teachers do a great job of making contacts. And again, it's not just when it's a concern, but it's also sometimes just to say, you know what, great job.
Right. So do you have a specific way of when you want to schedule them? Like why schedule them in the fall and why schedule them spring break?
Well, I think we schedule in the fall, so we get toward the end of the first marking period, and so we have some, parents have some data. They have those numbers, they have those grades, and students have been in school for about 9 or 10 weeks. And we do them again in the spring because, we're sort of coming down the home stretch and we want our students to be able to finish strong. So we're going to have about, 10 or 12 weeks of school left when we do conferences, after conferences next week. And it's really important for students to be able to understand what their expectations are as we move toward the end of the year.
Right. So do you think we should have more parent-teacher conferences or just keep it 2?
I think at the high school level, I think 2 is very appropriate. And I think with what I hear from teachers about the amount of contact that they make with our parents and guardians throughout the school year, I think 2 is very appropriate.
Right. Can you tell us the date for the spring?
Sure, absolutely. So we have 2 days. They're next week, March 21st from 3 o'clock to 6:30 p.m. And then on March 22nd from 12:15 to 2:45.
Okay. So are students required to come with the parents? Or?
No, students are not required. They're invited. It's a parental decision, but students are not required to attend. But if parents feel that it would be it's necessary or it would be beneficial, they're more than welcome to bring them along.
Right. And how do you think this is beneficial to our school?
I think parental involvement and parental communication is paramount for success anywhere in school, at any level. Unfortunately, when you get to the high school level, the parents have had a lot of involvement K-8, and it's a time where parents are going to start kind of cutting the ties, and we're taking students that enter as children and they leave as adults. Right. So at some point you have to sort of step back a little bit, but the parent involvement is paramount, and it helps to reinforce what you need to do to be successful, not only in school but in life.
Right. Maybe this is a little off topic, but is there a conference for planning the schedule for next year of the students?
Well, we have. That's a great question. At parent conferences, the parents can always stop in the guidance office, and they can discuss with guidance counselors the course selection for next year. So as you know, our underclass course cards were due a couple weeks ago, and the counselors have been reviewing the cards. They've been meeting with students, and we're probably at about 92% right now. We've been through that. So any concerns that have arisen, the counselors have most likely made contact with parents and students to try to iron that out. But the parents at any time can stop in, give guidance a call, and we can give them an update. At this time, it's only the courses that were selected. The schedule won't be complete until the beginning of summer.
Right. Could you tell us the date again for the spring conference for the viewers?
Sure. Thursday, March 21st from 3 o'clock to 6:30 p.m. Right. And Friday, March 22nd from 12:15 to 2:45.
Right. Is there anything else you want to add?
Looking forward to see lots of parents, lots of guardians come out, talk to our teachers, stop by the guidance office, and come see what we have to offer.
Right. Thank you for joining us. I just talked to Principal Smith about parent-teacher conferences. Back to the host.